Hello and welcome back to part 4 of this Let's Play series. We're playing Starsector as a deadly pirate captain. And in the previous episode we built up our fleet and we are now almost in a position to start taking on some of the enemy stations and star fortresses and go to war. Now when we were thinking about our first target for our first war, the Persean League did stand out as the best option. They have been fighting the Tri-Tacyhon and have taken over one of their worlds in the Majek system. And it is currently rebelling against their rules, so I figured that might be a good place to start our conquest. On the way there though, we do see this Luddic Church convoy that's juicy enough of a target that we really have to go after it. Especially if they're carrying heavy armaments and they can be useful in fueling the rebellion on that Tri-Tacyhon system and also to equip our own military units. So we're going to speed up this battle. It's not going to be a difficult one, so we're going to go nice and quickly through it. Take out the freighters. We'll ignore the Dominator until the end. Stick a Reaper right up that freighter's rear end. And get our Tempests and Omens to chase any retreating ships. While we go after some of these freighters with our Falcon. And our Sunders are supporting us. But really this is not too scary a fleet. We are going to take a few harpoon missiles quickly here while we vent flux, but we can tank that damage, and I think most of these have now been taken care of and we can go down and concentrate on the Dominator. We'll switch to full assault and speed up even more. Let's take out this poor little lasher. And now we will move in on this Dominator. He actually overloads us here, which is a little bit careless of us. We do need to be careful not to let that happen. So we will finish him off with a couple of Reapers. And that's the battle over with. Got quite a few armaments, just got to drop a few metals, a few organics, and we can continue on our way. So we're heading down to Majek. And the station we're after is Tibicena. But before we go there, we will pop into the pirate world just in the north of the system and make sure we can repair, pick up anything useful we want to get here. So we'll sell us some of these organics, pick up a heavy armor mod spec. We're not going to sell the transplutonics here because I can sell them for a much higher price at Nova Maxius, which is the independent world in the same system. For now though, we're going to head over to Tibicena, and it looks like the Persean League invasion fleet is still hanging around, so I don't really want to fight them while also taking on the station, so we're just going to see if we can sneak in first. And we do manage to, so we will sell off his armaments, and because we're selling on the black market, I believe this will help the rebellion to fight against their invading armies. Pick up the extended shields mod spec, and then we're going to refit this Falcon along the lines that was suggested by a viewer on YouTube called Imperial. Shout out to Imperial. Which is basically quad Reaper Typhoon launchers, sabos, a bunch of caps and vents, and safety overrides. And this is essentially going to help me take on this station by enabling it to unleash a volley of 4 Reapers at once, which should help take down the individual parts of a station pretty rapidly. Pick up the Medusa that we ordered, and we will just outfit that, same as the other one, with antimatter blasters and heavy blasters. I think the other Medusa might have railguns actually, but this one we're going to keep just pure blasters. Give it some caps and vents. And then what we're going to do is just going to hang around here a little bit while we repair some of our remaining damage, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit so you don't have to wait with me. Because I feel this invasion fleet is not going to hang around too long. They're going to want to get back to wherever they came from. I noticed the Tri-Tacyhon colonizing a system outside the core, so I'll just put a tag on that and we can find out later. It might be a good place to go and attack later on. Okay, so the invasion fleet is now bugging out, leaving this Star Fortress more or less undefended. There's a couple of small picket fleets around, but I think we are ready to take it on. So we will bring in our Falcon, the Medusas, which have good shields, as many of our carriers as we can manage, and some Tempests and the Omens for point defense. And if we get them all to just kind of guard me for the moment, I use these frigate screens to destroy the incoming missiles and fighters from this station, along with our own fighters. And these Tempest Terminator drones really do the business when it comes to point defense. And they will protect us from the incoming damage. Another salvo coming in, but it's fairly easy for them to deal with. And now we can move in. We will target this southern facing section first of all. And the rest of our ships are raising its flux to pretty high levels, so we can move in. And as soon as we have a moment, we're going to unleash a volley of Reapers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and take it down in one massive alpha strike. We will circle around and take on the second section. Already they are raising its flux pretty high. A couple of Atropos torpedoes coming in from our fighters, and we can send in another volley of Reapers. 1, 2. The shield goes down again, and it's overloaded. A couple more Reapers going in, and it's down. So we'll just wait for them to reload. As we come around to the third section, torpedoes coming in from our fighters, and he's already down. Didn't even need to use the rest of our Reapers, so we will just mop up the remaining enemy fleet. And this ship doesn't really have much in the way of armaments other than massive Reaper torpedoes, so it's not going to be so useful in a straight up fight, but definitely works against stations. So we will capture some salvage from there, and we will take the opportunity to put in a raid and steal some drugs. So we can sell them to our buddies back home. And then we will go ahead and invade Tipi-Sena. Now, so this military screen is a new mechanic that I think has come in on the last patch. Now, I'm very new to this, so I will be figuring it out as we go, and we'll probably make quite a few mistakes. So currently we have about 200 Marines in one company. I'm going to split them into 2 companies, and I will send them both to attack the ground defences. Let's see if we can overwhelm that first. And then maybe we can move on to the other sectors of this world. Their morale is currently at 67%, which is not too bad, so the damage should be quite good. Okay, we've sent them both into the ground defences, so now we just have to wait a little bit. And there is a mercantile convoy coming in, so we'll take care of that while we're waiting. And just send in a Thunder and a couple of quick Tempests. And again, we're going to speed this one up just as we take down these freighters. Should be nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freighters down. I think that's the whole fleet. So we'll just grab their cargo. We'll have to drop a little bit of metal and a little bit of food. But that got us some experience and a little bit of cash. And the battle is now past the first turn. We've lost 24 Marines. Wait a bit longer. We've lost another 27 Marines. It's not going too well. I think we may need a larger military. Defend a victory. Okay, so yeah, we did lose. So that's just our first try. That's not too bad. We can recover 200 Marines pretty cheaply. We'll head off to Nova Maxios and sell those transpotonics we've got. It's quite funny to see that Tri-Tac corporate trader coming in and then turning around when he saw us, or at least that's how it seemed. So we'll sell off these transmutonics at a good price and the domestic goods, and we will also sell off some of these weapons that are no longer needed. And in their shipyards we find another pirate falcon, so we will buy that. So this will allow us to have 2 falcons for different purposes, and I'm actually going to go ahead and spend some story points on these 2, because with their speed and durability the falcons do hold up, and I would like to keep them as long as I can. So the first falcon we're going to keep with the quad reapers. We're going to add in interengine engines and spend a story point to integrate that along with the expanded missile racks, and we're also going to give it accelerated shields so it can pull its shields up a lot quicker when it's facing these stations. The second falcon we're going to set up like we did our original falcon, with antimatter blasters, machine guns, and chain gun, and the saber missiles. And we're also going to add on dedicated targeting core, expanded missile racks, and the insulated engine, and we will spend story points to integrate all of them. So they are now inbuilt hull mods. Now these should be pretty powerful ships now. We'll take the regular Falcon as our flagship and keep the Quad Reaper version as our dedicated station cracker. Now we do need to organise our officers a little bit, so we'll just see if there's any more to hire, and this officer is a steady personality, so we will hire her, and then we will arrange these guys a bit and promote the ones who need promoting. And we're going to assign these officers to our destroyers, get them in the Medusas and the Sunders to look after. And we will also go ahead and level up some of these guys. So I do tend to go for the same skills on most of my officers, because I like the flexibility it allows me to shift them in and out of different ships. So things like target analysis, impact mitigation, shield modulation, helmsmanship, and gunnery implants, they tend to be the ones I go for, as well as things like reliability engineering that's just going to allow our ships to last longer in combat, take more damage, and deal out more damage. And then it doesn't really matter what ship the officer are in, it will significantly improve their utility. I'm going to give myself the Sunder without any demods as my second alternate flagship. The Sunder is just an excellent pursuit craft for anything that runs away from us. So right now we're going to leave this system, and we are on the lookout for Marines so that we can build up our army again and maybe have another crack at Tibi Center or another station. And on the way we do have a couple of missions to fulfill. One is a spy sat deployment in the Valhalla system, so I think we will go after that, and we will try to find some Marines and anything else we might need on the way there and on the way back. So we're coming into Valhalla here, and we will go dark as we enter the gate because we don't want to get caught by the hegemony. Luckily there are no patrols around, so I think we'll head off to the Tri-Tac world first, see if they've got anything we need, and maybe we can also try and steal some fuel because we're actually desperately low on fuel. We will buy some fuel and Marines and supplies on the black market. We'll also get the Marines in their normal market and pick up some salamander missiles. We'll check out their missions. There are some underworld bounties here, so we will take on this one. And then we will send our Marines in and see if we can just steal a bunch of fuel here. Okay, so that got us almost 800 fuel. That will at least keep us going for a while. It did cost us 50 Marines though, so maybe a little bit expensive. But we did need the fuel, so we'll head over to Ragnar Complex and see if we can drop off this spy sat. And on the way I think we'll just quickly divert and sabotage this nav boy, because hopefully that will draw out any patrols that are hanging around Ragnar Complex and make it easier for us to get in and deliver this satellite. So as we approach Ragnar Complex, we can see one of their patrols is heading off, hopefully to go and check out that sabotage we just did. And we will try and sneak in here. Another patrol has just pinged, but I don't think it found us. So we do manage to get in, leave the spy sap, and then we can head into the station. Some of his luxury goods, some of his metal, and some transplatonics we got from destroying that nav boy. We'll buy the marines they have on the black market, and then we'll leave the system. Small hegemony attachment, not much of a threat, so we will avoid this Tri-Tac hunter fleet. And we're going to head into the Sindria system and just visit the pirate base Umbra. I believe it is the largest pirate market in the sector. I'm going to transverse jump through this gravity well just to avoid Sindrian patrols. And here we're going to sell the narcotics that we stole to our pirate buddies so they can get nice and fucked up. We will also pick up all the marines they've got in their black market, regular market and military markets. So now we have a larger army than we started with at the beginning of this session. We will also refuel and resupply. It's quite expensive in Umbra, but at least it's safe and we can get a good amount of both fuel and supplies. And then I think we will head straight back to Tibicena and try and invade again. I don't imagine they'll have had time to rebuild the Star Fortress that we destroyed, so we should be able to skip that part and just move straight in with the marines we've picked up. The bounty we picked up was also in the same system, so hopefully we can kill two birds with one stone. I'll go dark just before we come in case there are any patrols around, and then we will head off and try to liberate this Tri-Tac world from their Persean oppressors. And keep it for ourselves, of course. Now, I've only got 7 days to meet this bounty, but it should be around here somewhere. And there he is being guarded by a Persean fleet. I'm going to the station first quickly. This time I think we will definitely launch a tactical bombardment first to damage their defences. And then we will invade with our marines. And this time we have a lot more marines, so we're going to deploy them. I think ground defences is the primary target, so we will send all 4 of our initial squads to try to capture that, and then we can spread them out. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that's all of our marines. We're also going to use this electronic warfare ability, which will, I think, boost our attack and reduce their defense. We want to take on this bounty, and actually their escort has just disappeared, so we will take the opportunity to fight them. And so we'll send out some Tempests to capture these strategic points. The nice thing about Tempests is you're always going to get there first, because they're just so damn fast. And now we're going in with our regular Falcon, which has been upgraded with the Impel hull mods. 2 Medusas backing me up, and we have a bunch of Tempests and carriers behind us. Tempests are dropping their nav boys and their comm relays. First enemy craft coming to view. We can see an apogee in the back, so we're just going to put an avoid order on that while we focus on the smaller guys. This Tempest is quite capable of taking on a combat freighter by itself. And we have an enemy Falcon here. I think what we're going to do is just see if we can take this down nice and quickly. Take the avoid off the apogee so it doesn't prevent our guys getting in nice and close on this Falcon. I'm just going to come in. I'm going to begin with a couple of nice Reaper attacks. I thought that would overload it, but it didn't quite. We still should be able to get some good damage in on this. Heavy blasters from the Medusas are doing their work. This Wayfarer dives in front of his Falcon buddy like a bodyguard, but he's not able to save him. And he goes down from a concentrated burst from this chain gun. We'll take down this hammerhead next. Hammerheads can be pretty dangerous, but they don't have the hull points of something like a Falcon. He's going to die to a combination of missiles and torpedoes. Lasher goes down as well. Now we're going to move back and make sure we guard our carriers so that anything doesn't happen to them. Get everyone to support us again, and this apogee is the next prime target. But there's a carrier right in front of us. I'd like to take him out. Apogee's firing barrages of rockets at us, but they're kind of going all over the place. And the combination of Omen, Medusa and Falcon is enough to finish off this carrier pretty quickly. Apogee firing more rockets. There's also a Sunder we would like to take down, and another carrier just off the port side of the Apogee. Apogee's concentrating on Medusa number 1. I'm going to send in some of my missiles and a couple of Reapers. One hits, the other one I think got destroyed by point defense. Fighters coming in delivering their torpedo payloads. And Apogee getting swiftly taken down by concentrated arms. Basic Enforcer. Be dangerous on their own, but against this kind of firepower, not much else they can do. Condor down, Shepherd down. Enforcer down. There's a second Apogee. We're going to focus fire on that. It seems also to be outfitted with multiple rocket launchers, which are a bit rubbish in my opinion. And we're doing a fantastic job of destroying most of those rockets and tanking the rest on the shield. Coming in now, antimatter blasters, Saber missiles, overloads it, double Reaper comes in, and that's how you kill an Apogee nice and quickly. So it looks like just the dregs of their fleet are left. Wayfarer combat frigate goes down, and they have another carrier in the back, this time a Heron. We're going to move to full assault and just speed up the end of the battle. Reapers come in, and that's him done for. And I think that's it. There's one final Dominator down the southwest of the battle here. And these guys are going to need a bit of help finishing him off because he does have ridiculous levels of armor. And they've disabled him pretty much. We're just going to come in and fire some anti-barriers. Oh, and one of our Reapers hits an Omen, a friendly Omen, but luckily his shield was up to the task. 1, 2, 3, 4 Trobus torpedoes coming in from fighters, and they finish him off quite nicely. So we're going to pursue their freighters with our 4 Sunders and some frigates, a couple of quick carriers. Now, for some reason, these freighters, instead of turning tail and running like they should do, so at least a couple of them would escape, decide to take us on head on, which is it's quite amusing really, because there's a bunch of Colossus freighters here with hardly any firepower, and they decide to, well, fight us face to face. And when you're facing multiple Sunders and this many Tempest Omens carriers, it's really not a good idea. It's a little bit like the wolves chasing the sheep, and the sheep turn around and decide to encircle the wolves. So One down. Second one explodes. And I'm just being surrounded by Tarsus and Colossus freighters. It's kind of weird looking. I never normally see these kind of ships not running away. I think they are going to regret this. That's pretty much all of them finished off. I think one or two do turn and run, but it's a bit late now. Buffalo goes down, Colossus down, Tarsus down, one more Colossus in the center explodes, and another Buffalo explodes. So that was pretty much a full wipe. We'll let the last couple of little kites go. I'm not going to bother with this Heron because it does have some pretty bad demods. Same with the Apogee. It's just not worth it. But we will pick up all their cargo and have to drop quite a lot of organics. And even a little bit of supplies, but that's fine. We can pick them up again in a minute, hopefully. And this battle is raging on the planet's surface. We've got 100 grand for that bounty. The Persean League patrol coming in, but they're not going to have to do too much against us. A quick check on this battle. And we will use the Inspire ability. It costs a story point, but see what it does. And now it looks like they've lost their ground defences. Also going to put in a bombardment on the spaceport, and then we will distribute our forces among these three sectors. So we've got a spaceport, patrol HQ, and commerce section. Well, there's also a mining section, so there's actually 4 sectors we need to take over. This took me a while to work out. You have to capture each individual sector to win battle. I guess the idea is that resistance units will be hiding out in the mining belt, looking to attack us when they can. Ground defenses are actually still there as well. I thought I'd overtaken them, so we're going to have to make sure we keep that too. Okay. There's a pirate raid that failed on Melodic Church. They're not related to us. I guess we've taken over the commerce and the patrol HQ. Make sure we take over ground defenses again. Okay, we're not losing any Marines, so I think we're doing well. So it's a little bit opaque to me at this stage while we're still learning how this works. Looks like the Persean League have launched a fleet to come and support this planet, so I'm just going to tag that. And again, it's been 17 days now. We're not losing Marines. 18 days. And this fleet's apparently still guarding the mercantile convoy that I've already destroyed. Oh, there's a special group coming in, so I'm going to have to run away. I don't really want to fight with them. They're carrying a conquest and a bunch of carriers and other ships, so along with the other fleet that was patrolling around, together that's going to be a little bit too much for me to take on. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of this cargo that we dropped earlier. Can leave the rest of that. Let's have another look at this military screen. So the commerce, okay, so we need to take on the spaceport still, on the megaport. We've captured commerce. Capture the ground defences. We also need to capture the mining. So we'll do that. They've used their electronic warfare ability. We still haven't won the invasion yet. Okay, now we have everything except for the patrol HQ. Okay, so we actually need 5 units of Marines, I think. So if we split this one in 2. Then we can send him at the patrol HQ, and then we should have all 5 sectors under control. Hey, there we go, okay. Alright, now we understand it a bit better. So we've invaded and captured Tibicena. It's now a pirate world. The Tri-Tacyhon are kind of happy with us for that, I guess, because we've taken it back from the people who invaded. And our pirate bosses are happy. Now we can't really get in there at the moment because there are these fleets that are now attacking our station. Okay, I think we'll let them attack our station because they still need to be able to invade in order to take it back. Okay, our mercenary officer is asking us to extend her contract when she wants to leave. She's a good officer, so I think we will spend the story point to keep her on board. And now, let's sell some of this stuff we don't need. And send off this high value prisoner. Pick up some cheap fuel and cheap supplies and some marines. Oh, and in storage, these are all our marines and some of our spoils, I guess, from the invasion, which we can immediately sell back to our pirate buddies. Okay, so that did work. We will leave before these fleets get an idea of trying to destroy me. There's another special task group coming in. As I say, without a bunch of marines, they're not going to be able to take the planet back. So that worked out quite well. I think if we can push the advantage and attack a bunch of other worlds before they can regroup their defences, we may be able to take over a few of their stations and worlds. Quick smuggler, we see here we're going to take on and just nick his cargo. And again, we will speed up this fight because it's not going to be a difficult one. Colossus freighters go down nice and fast. Our frigates are chasing down their escaping kites and shuttles. And they have a gunship and a Shrike as their kind of escorts here. They're not going to do a huge amount against us. There's a wolf here trying to run away, but he's not going to be able to run away from the Tempest. And I think that's their entire fleet destroyed. Oh, there's one more. What's that, a shepherd? Is he going to run away? Yeah, he did. Well, he can pass on stories of our brutality. There's another mercantile convoy here, but he's got quite a large support fleet near him, and I don't think it's worth chasing. So we will head into the Kamari Kandam system here, and immediately push another attack on a second Persean League world. This is Olenadu. I'm pronouncing that right. And just head off and see if they have any defences. I don't think they've even got a station here. We will get a few more marines. And we will launch a bombardment to hopefully reduce their defences and then invade. So they only have the 3 sectors here: ground defence, mining and a spaceport. So we should be able to destroy their ground defences first, but we will also put a unit into their mining and a unit into their spaceport. And the rest of them, I think we will concentrate fire on the ground defences. Stick another one in the spaceport just in case, and we will use electronic warfare and see how that works. Okay, we lost some armaments and some marines. Oh, and we won the battle. Oh, that was nice and quick. That was like a 2-day battle, take over the entire planet. Nice. We'll repair our ships now. This is now a friendly pirate world. Pick up some marines. Pick up our marines, along with the rest of our spoils of war. And we will sell all that off immediately. So now we have a large army, and I think we can try and pick up a ship to carry an even larger army, which would be great at some point. And we're going to go off to a third Persean League world. Now, Locale Habitat, our next target, is a military world, so we will probably face much stiffer resistance. There's a mercantile convoy here with an Atlas, so we will quickly attack this with our Sunder. And we'll take in just a little bit of support. And we'll come in and attack this Atlas straight off. It goes down nice and quickly. There's a carrier here, always priority to kill carriers. I think I'll leave that to my buddies and we will see if there's anything else trying to run. There's a Buffalo freighter here. And one Falcon. Can't stand up against this many frigates. Final freighter goes down. And final hound goes down. Oh, and there's another Buffalo who does actually escape. Lucky. Okay, they didn't have much cargo, but it's always good to kind of keep your blood flowing these kind of fights. And so we're going to head straight off and try to attack Locale Habitat. As I say, a military world probably going to be a lot more difficult to take than the last one. There's quite a few patrols hanging around and they are coming straight in to challenge me. I'm going to ignore them. Now, do we want to engage? We've got quite a lot of damage on our ships, or at least they need to recover their combat readiness, so maybe this is not the best time to attack. We're getting another patrol coming after us. And a third one, Jesus. There's not much they can do against me, but this is reducing my combat readiness. So we will head off to this pirate planet. And there's a mission at this pirate station, which I think is the story mission. So we might just further that while we're here. Okay, pick up supplies and fuel. No, we actually need a lot more supplies. Guy wants me to bring him some recreational drugs. We can try and do that, and we have a couple of skill points, so we're going to pop all the way up to ground operations here, which will improve our ability to fight these ground operations, reduce our marine casualties. We've also gone for officer training and crew training, which will boost our staying power in battle. And this is the story mission where we find the location of the red planet. We will just do that for now. And now, so they've asked us to bring some recreational drugs back. If we have time, we will try and do that. But for now, we're going to go and hopefully we'll have repaired most of our damage by the time we get there and attack this habitat again. Again, we're going to get caught by these patrols. I actually realised I was making a bit of a newbie mistake here and disengaging from these patrols, which was demolishing my combat readiness. And what I should have been doing is just destroying these guys and carrying on and going on to fight the station, which would have worked perfectly well. So apologies for that. And we now need to go on a supply run to restore our combat readiness. So we will have to come back and take on this station a little bit later, once we've carried out those repairs. And we're going to just see if we can maybe go into another system and steal the supplies we need. Although, unfortunately, we are immediately under attack, as we've kind of come in a bit risky here. We can't get into Madeira Station, so we're going to run. Yeah, we're out of supplies, and we have some ships that desperately need maintenance. So I'm going to see if we can sneak into this planet and just do a raid, but it might not be worth it, so we'll head off to the other one. This guy's not going to catch us, so we'll just skip ahead. Yeah, we're losing marines, losing crew. We'll pick up what we can on the black market, and then we will launch a raid and try to get ourselves some supplies and a few drugs. Okay, that was kind of successful. We didn't get that many. We'll head back, see if we can do another raid. So it looks like the Tri-Tac have actually taken back TB Center from us, which was through rebellion. Okay, that's fine. I mean, the main goal was to take it back from the Persean League. If the Tri-Tac take it back, then they can still supply me with some nice ships and things. Oh, we're getting pursued here, but we'll just keep running. So we will maybe try and take back that Tri-Tac world at some point. But really the Persean League are our main target. We're being chased by multiple patrols here, but they can't quite catch us. And hopefully we can draw them out from the station and we can sneak in while they're looking for us. We've also got this spy sat deployment we can maybe complete. If they don't see us. Oh, he's seen us. That was my fault, I should have avoided that. We will burn away again. We've got too many damaged ships. Okay, let's see if we can go dark and sneak in again. Absolutely out of supplies again. Looks like we may be able to get to this dead drop. Although there is a fast picket as well, also scanning for us. See if we can sabotage this relay, or maybe just take control of it. He did just ping, but I don't think he saw us. Oh. Now he's seen us again. Ugh. I have to run again. I think we're just gonna transverse jump out. It's not worth it. This was not our main target anyway. And we can leave that spy sat deployment. Let's head up to Mayasura. There's 2 more Persean League worlds there, which we can hopefully raid. What we need now is supplies, desperately. Okay, I'll go to the closer world first. There's also an independent world here, which we can hopefully raid as well. So there's 3 different markets. Okay, we're gonna go dark, try and sneak into Fickenhild. Okay, we made it in. We'll buy what they've got on the black market, and then we will raid. And just try and gain as much supplies as we can. Only moderate defences. Okay, that's a bit more like it. 1500 supplies. Good result. Now, there's actually a second Persean League world. I thought it was independent, so we will do the same thing here. We have to wait a day before we can raid again. That's fine. Okay, let's wait a day. And minimal resistance here, so we should get some good results. Another 1,000 supplies. Excellent. Okay, now we have enough to repair. Let's make sure all repairs are back on, and we will escape the system. Now it looks like there are a few Persean League fleets wandering around. Yeah, probably looking for me. So I don't really want to tangle with these guys. There's not much in it for me. This guy's now pursuing me, so I'm going to run away. And we will head into Izara, and we will see if we can get into Local Habitat again, which is the same station we went for before. Hopefully this time we'll be able to get in there without getting nabbed by those patrols. Or maybe we might just have to destroy the patrols, which is really what we probably should have done last time. So we are approaching the station. Don't see so many patrols around this time. Okay, maybe they're off doing something. So we are going to just have a look at their market quickly. We'll get some extra marines, and then I think we will engage the station. We'll switch command over to the Quad Reaper Falcon. Bring in both Falcons, both Medusas, all 4 of our main carriers, and then some frigates for point defense. And I'll bring the Valkyrie as well, just as an extra mini carrier. And let's go and take down another station. Once again, we're going to use the frigates to screen us from the weapons that the station will be firing at us. And here they come. Waiting for our own fighters to catch up. And now we will set the eliminate order. And this time I think we'll focus on this southern section. Send in our sabots. See what we can do against their shields. We're getting pretty high flux ourselves, so we're going to back away while the rest of our fleet moves in. And now as they overflux it, we'll send in the Reapers. And this section's almost down. We need to fire another Reaper ourselves. Waiting for the reload. Now one of them just gets destroyed, another one that goes in, and that section's down. We'll move anti-clockwise. Our other Falcon has managed to overflux it. Oh, there's tempests in our way. And then we can send in a couple of Reapers, 3 in fact, and take down that section. And just wait for our torpedoes to reload. This one's also been overloaded. One Reaper goes in. And that's another station down. Yeah, it does work. So shout out to Imperial, good advice. We'll speed up quickly while we send Reapers after these tiny little craft. And the rest of them escape, so we'll just claim victory there. Pick up the spoils. And we will do a quick raid to get some more supplies. Another 1500 supplies, that's going to do nicely. We will just leave for a day. Get our marines reorganised. Actually, I forgot to do an orbital bombardment there, which was a bit foolish. Looks like there's a vengeance fleet being launched after me. And this station has 4 sectors. It's got a spaceport, it's got mining, it's got a military base, and ground defences. So we will... Oh, sorry, no, not ground defences, heavy batteries. So we'll go after... I'm going to split our marines between these 4 sectors. See if we can take them all at once. Send 2 units in against the heavy batteries. And we will fire off the electronic warfare ability and see how we do. So the battle is raging. We're losing a few marines. We may have screwed this up a little bit. Yeah, they've got more defenders than us. Maybe what we should have done was concentrate all our marines on one sector first. Get rid of their defences and then spread them out. As I say, we're still learning how this works. I think that probably would have been a better idea than spreading out too soon. So we're going to take over one of these sectors, but the rest of them are going to have quite high levels of defense. So we may not be able to win this battle in the end. There's a few pickets coming in responding to the invasion, but we will hunt them down. I think we'll just get our second in command to deal with this. Send in a couple of afflictors and tempests, and yeah, they can deal with that on their own. And there's a salvage fleet here. I guess it's possible they might be carrying some useful items they might have found on their expedition. So we will take them on. We can't send our second in command after this one, so it's just going to be Sunder and a couple of Buddy Sunders and some Tempests, and we'll just quickly take out these frigates and freighters. Bring in a couple of carriers as well, just in case. Capture some of these strategic points. We're going to bring a few more units now, as we can. We've got the extra deployment points. They do have a Falcon, so we don't want to get too cocky here. Gemini combat freighter, pretty easy target. And then a Sunder against Sunder, although I have a lot more support. It's not really a fair battle. Infiltrator darting around. I'll take on these missile boats very quickly. And once they're dead, we can concentrate on the Falcon. I've got to be careful it doesn't overload me. Take on this gunship quickly. And then send everyone after the Falcon. A couple of Frey ships trying to escape, but my frigates are just too fast. He's not going to be able to escape. So let's see, is it worth following down these freighters? Probably, but we'll send our second in command after that. And they didn't really have anything useful, but just gets us some experience. Now, how's this battle going? not too well. I think all our marines have been destroyed, so we may have to cancel that, and I think we will need to rebuild our marine army again, which is a bit of a shame, but they're not too expensive, so it won't take us too long, as long as we can find a place that's selling marines. But we did take over 2 Persean League worlds, although one did rebel and flip back to Tri-Tac. Oh god, here comes another special task group to defend the station from us, so we're going to have to get out of dodge. So yeah, we took over 2 enemy worlds, but one was taken back by Tri-Tac. It's not bad for the first stage of this war, but I'm sure we can do better. Now we're going to need to kind of rearm and get some more marines back. So we'll buy some quickly here at this Luddic Church station, and we will try and raid, gain some more supplies so we can repair. Then we will pop into this pirate station, see if we can get any more marines there. Just a few. And we will transverse jump out. And if we head off to this system, there will be a couple more Luddic Church stations that we can try and get marines from, and then we'll head off to Tartarus and do the same thing there. Oh, we have a hunter fleet coming after us now, but we're able to give him the slip. The Persean League is definitely not happy with the way we've been operating. We are persona non grata. There's something going on at this station. It looks like our pirate friends are attacking their fortress, so we may just want to join in with them, and we'll take on this station too while we're here. Well, that's not a Persean League. I think it's a good enough opportunity that we will take it on, and hopefully our pirate buddies can work as distractions. Okay, looks like our friendly Falcon has been overloaded and it's having to back away. These stations can be pretty formidable targets. One of our Tempests getting right in the middle of there. So we will fire our sabos, and then looks like our first Reaper salvo was destroyed by the station's point defense. We get overloaded ourselves. Here comes some Atropos torpedoes. It's now been overloaded. I think it's pretty defenseless. No, shield's back up again. Reapers come in. Now it's overloaded. But so are we. We're going to have to just back away. While the rest of our squad sends in a hell of a lot of Atropos torpedoes. Yeah, those dagger torpedo bombers really are quite good value for money. Okay, we need to get in and help our buddies, but they get so close. I don't know why these carriers are just bum rushing the station. Like, stay back, launch your fighters. I don't understand why they do that. So, actually there's not much I can do to get in and help. Luckily their concentrated firepower is doing a pretty good job. And the second section does go down, and the third part has been overloaded. Let's see if we can do something here. Okay, we can get close enough, we can't at least fire our Reapers. We don't really need to. I think the rest of our fleet took that down pretty well. So we'll switch to full assault, finish off their remaining craft. As I say, I'm only really able to attack these frigates and destroyers with my Reapers, which is a little bit overkill. and difficult to hit them. But we did kill the station. Lost the Tempest, which we can recover. So we will now put in a raid, and we will try to acquire some additional heavy armaments, which will increase the firepower of our marines when they're assaulting ground targets. And we'll just wait a day for our marines to regroup, and then we will try and invade. Although looking at this, I think their defences are going to be too strong for us to take on with our current forces, so we'll leave that for now. We will instead bug out and focus our attentions on the Persean League. I think if we can attack enough of their worlds, we can hopefully prevent them from fighting back too much. It looks like the Luddic Church are not too happy with us. They have got a special fleet trying to track us down here, but we are quite a bit faster than them and we managed to escape. There's a Tri-Tac corporate trader just outside this system, which I think we will go for. But since you've probably seen quite enough of me taking down defenseless freighters, I will send my second command in to take care of this. And we will just salvage their cargo. Quite a nice haul of heavy armaments, so I think that was definitely worth it. I had to drop a little bit of supplies, but that's not the end of the world. Now I'm thinking whether it's best to try and sell these heavy armaments. Currently there's a good price going in Dibicena, or if we should just keep them so we can equip our marines with them. Give them a bit more extra firepower. I think we will keep them for now, and I think before we end this session I will try one more time to take on locale habitat in the Azara system and see if we can finally capture it. So to do that we're going to need to pick up a few more marines once again. So I think we will head off to the pirate world of Quaras in Ima. I'll see what they have for us. And they actually have quite a lot of marines, so we will buy as many as we can fit on our fleet. We've got plenty of heavy armaments. So it's time to leave, and we'll make our way over to Azara. So we're re-entering the Azara system. We're going to circumnavigate this massive star in the center of it, and we're going to make a concerted effort to finally take this station before we finish the session. We avoid the first patrol. We'll get in without incident. We will take on the station. One of our Medusas is a bit damaged, so we'll leave him behind, taking the carriers, Tempests, a couple of Sunders, and we will try and do the same thing again. I do think we can now reliably kill these kinds of stations with this fleet. We will need to upgrade if we want to take on any of the high-tech star fortresses with the mines and the drones that always seem to kill me. But for now, at least this is a viable proposition. So Sabres go in, it's overloaded. Quad Reaper Salvo takes it out in one hit. We move on to the, well, it looks like our fleet is moving on to the eastern section, so we will circle around and try and help them out. In come the Atropos torpedoes from the daggers. Really, it's quite effective. But we will help out with the Reapers. 2 sections down. And really, they don't have a lot they can do against this. Okay, we will go full assault. And again, we'll just speed this up while our units take down the Sunder. I managed to double miss with the Reapers. But he's quite easy pickings for us anyway. We'll take some salvage. And we will prepare a tactical bombardment. Reduce their defences and then invade. So we have what I believe is referred to as a fuck ton of Marines. We will focus on the heavy batteries. And send the first 3 against heavy batteries, and then we will attack the military base. Now for some reason we could only deploy I think 5 or 6 companies at once. Maybe there's a limit on how much you can deploy in any given attack. We've taken over the batteries, we've taken over the military base. We can now deploy the rest of our companies. So we will attack the mining sector. And yeah, we've definitely captured these 2 sectors. We'll move 1 company into the spaceport, and again we can't do another movement. Maybe there's a limit on the number of orders. As I say, I'm still learning this mechanic, but hopefully we now have the forces we need to take over this station. Hey, okay, cool. So in this session we did manage to take over 2 Persean League stations, and one of them is a military one. We can hopefully continue this war in our next session. And we will try to attack as many stations as we can, as quick as we can, do a kind of blitzkrieg, and hopefully that will prevent them from being able to do a huge amount to retaliate if we can take out most of their shipyards. But for now I think we're going to have to put a cut in. It's just gone over an hour, so we will leave it there and continue next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.